Assalamu alaikum, this is video 5. So, all that bullshit that they put out there, my arc is, the arc is still the Jackson green arc of consciousness, following the divine light. The divine, love. The divine spirit. The divine spirit of Michael Jackson. Okay? So, as I said, so, we'd see a change. We'd see that change, but we saw his we saw his was right in front of our face. So to think he's weird for growing up, that just goes to show you the what's that called? The insignificance or the shallowness of the consciousness of those who harbor the consciousness of antimatter. If you buy into the bullshit without being able to think your way through it, that just makes you stupid. Okay? And yes, I said that. That just makes you stupid. Nobody's saying you gotta like the music. Nobody's saying you even gotta like Michael Jackson for that matter. But you ain't got to perpetuate the hate and the bullshit that's put out there unless you got some kind of jealousy against him. So this green arc is the Jackson green arc of consciousness, and we're following the legacy of the King of Kings, Michael Joseph Jackson's divine spirit of love, to manifest a consciousness that manifests positive matter in this natural world created for all humanity to live in. Okay? This program, these conversations are dedicated, this program is dedicated to that legacy. Okay? Now, and the name of the program is, the name of the program is Jackson's Green Arc of Consciousness. Okay? Okay. So now we're planting these seeds, okay? So we can establish a better consciousness, okay? To manifest a better world. Okay? So he loved children and made his job easier. I love children, and I love them to the same degree like he loves them he gave his example. His example is Prophet Isa, born of a virgin. My example is Michael Jackson, for loving children, like the prophet born of a virgin. Okay? What prophet will tell you to come? What prophet will come and tell you not to love children, not to get close to children, not to protect children? One maybe of antimatter. Okay? So, anyway, so you got to love. Now, to do the work on the level that he, to do the work, that allowed him to leave, a legacy, to give us a legacy such as he has, okay? He has to love the work he does. There has to be some motivation there. His was Allah, the children, Allah, the children, and knowledge. Mine as well. Those are my motivations as well, which are indigenous to my nature. Okay? My natural design. Okay, so you got to love what you do. Okay? And that you may be able to do it with your heart and soul. And that's the same thing for you. You got to find your gift so you can do it with your heart and soul. You got to find your love, your passion, so you can do it with your heart and soul. And it's programmed into your, your nature. Okay? Now, no matter if somebody finds it weird or not, okay? They're gonna, when your chakra opens, your crown chakra opens, they're gonna find you weird because let's say that spirit, that energy, because your consciousness you develop a subconscious as well. That would, let's say, that will be the antimatter. That will be the spiritual side of yourself, right? Well, if you feed that subconscious, you constantly feed it, pretty soon it's going to get big, it's going to get large, and it's going to overtake the consciousness, especially when the body gets weak, the mind gets weak, and it's hard to hold that subconscious back of doing what you want. That's why you got to feed it good consciousness, positive energy, okay? that subconscious. So when you get old and that switch turns, and then the subconscious becomes the conscious mind, and the conscious mind becomes the subconscious mind, because you can't hold it back, because the subconscious mind was built on physical matter, or the physical world, right? Physical consciousness, right? A world of antimatter, let's say. Okay? So now the subconscious takes over, right? Because you fed it, right? So, so when that takes over, whatever, how did I get there? When that takes over, okay? Oh, I forgot how I got there. Oh, no. So it's best to love what you do, so that you feed that subconscious too. So when your midlife term comes around, right? And if it's subconscious takes over, right? It's nothing going to be good karma that returns, because when some people switch, subconscious takes over and conscious goes to the back of the room. Okay? You gotta have the good energy. Okay? You gotta have that good energy that takes over. Okay? That's why you gotta feed all your life. You gotta be doing deeds that manifest, good energy, and feed your subconscious, right? Because that's going to take over too, the subconscious, because that would be the shadow self, the shadow of self. Okay, that would be the antimatter that you release. That will be the karma that's coming back. The antimatter you release that builds up to become a subconscious, and then if it gets so big, when it comes back, it switches out. The subconscious becomes the conscious becomes the subconscious, because the body and the mind is too weak to hold it back, right? Okay. So you got to feed it good, so when it comes back, karma comes back, a subconscious comes back, it's going to come back beautiful, okay, and make you a better person, right? Okay, even better person, even better person, not a worse person. When it comes back, it just takes over, right? Okay. Now, okay. So it makes the job easier loving what you do. So love what you do, okay? That you may place your heart into it, your heart and soul into it. Remember, your gifts live in your heart, okay? So you place all you have into your positive consciousness, right? Or loving what you do, okay? Now, so he loved knowledge and children, and he loved entertainment. So he did what he loved, right? And he did it positively well. Okay, with all the Heal the World foundations, and healed America, healed Africa, heal the world trade, heal the animals, just heal. Everything he touched, he wanted to heal. He wanted to bring some type of healing, right? He wanted to bring some type of good into his life. He wanted to make the world, like he said, a better place. He wanted to make the world a better place than he found it, than he was born into it. Okay? Okay. And that's what that's the destiny. That's of us all, okay? That is the destiny of us all. Okay. So, let me see. Let me see where we are. Okay. Okay, so you've got to love what you do, so you can put your heart into it, okay? Okay. So, okay. Now, because life, okay, loving children, the innocence of life represents the sanctity of life, right? He loved nature. He loved the trees. He loved the clouds. He loved just everything. Everything. He loved you and me, right? Okay. So the prophet born of a virgin was his hero. Well, he's my hero. The prophet of a virgin was his hero, right? I heard he used to keep a picture of the prophet born of a virgin against his bed, above his bed. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard. Okay. So anyway, so it's dedicated to him. Okay. Okay. And he loved it because he loved everything, even the sanctity of life. Okay. So so the innocence of children and the sanctity of life is reflected in all of us, right? Okay, so he loved us all. Okay, so there are all, what is that? Okay. Okay, yeah, because as I said, children are sacred to him. Okay? Now, Okay, so especially now, so we got to teach our children what the world is like. We got to teach them to love. We got to teach them how to live in this world. We got to teach them how to properly reproduce in this world. And to reproduce does not mean just to biologically reproduce. It means to remanifest positive matter, remanifest positive structures. When we build buildings, when we consecrate buildings, right? When whatever we do, when we grow our food, when we dig a hole in the ground. You know how the Native Americans did when they came, when the Europeans came to this land, and they lived off the land, and they said the law of the land was to take no more than what you needed. Well, we got to get back to that, okay? That type of consciousness where we take the environment into practice, right? Our consideration, right? Or what we're leaving into the environment, right? And what do you say? Heal the world, make it a better place for you and me, and for the children, right? Think of the children. Okay. And the Green Party, it thinks about the children. It thinks about the environment. It thinks about saving the world, right? Okay. Now, so, okay. So now, as I said, especially in this new year, okay? We live in a new year. Okay, and this is a new celestial year, right? And this is the second year. We're going on the second year of the celestial year. We need to seed this place. Because if it's been seeded, but do we want negative energy? Do we want the culture of antimatter to seed this new environment with all the wars, all the false flags, all the trying to get us to hate? That's what the Trump is for, right? That's what the election of the Trump is for. You know, that's why they elected the Trump. The collective college, what they call it, the electoral college elected the Trump. I didn't want neither one of them. I wanted Jill Stein. But nonetheless, because I believe she has a consciousness that matters, okay? And she's a very beautiful woman. And I'm not gay, but she's very beautiful. And her consciousness is beautiful, right? And she works, oh my gosh, she works so hard to try to make this world a better place. Allah be with her, Allah protect her. Now, I know she don't practice Islamic religion, but faith, but hey, that's okay. You know, everybody don't have to be like me, and everybody got time. They got to take time to think and grow, and you know, and gain knowledge for themselves, educate themselves. So everybody ain't got to be like me. You know, I know she's not Muslim, but the point is, she's got a consciousness that supports my consciousness. She has a consciousness that supports your consciousness. She has a consciousness that supports the natural structure of this environment. She has a consciousness that's supported by Allah. Okay, whether she believes in him or not, it's still supported by Allah, because she's probably a Jew or a Christian or something. And even if she's not that, she still has a consciousness that supports life. The manifestation, the consciousness that manifests life. And for that, I support her. I don't support antimatter that wants to take life. So we're still working on the Green Party. This Green Arc is following this Green Party. Okay? No, we are supporting. This Green Arc supports the Green Party. And we got to get on board that Green Party to save ourselves, right? Because the Democratic and Republican Party is gone. It's gone. It's antimatter. Okay? They're that culture that's the residuals of the self-indulgent culture and pirate culture built upon pirates. Okay? It's a pirate culture. The antimatter culture is a culture of piracy. A culture of consciousness of piracy. Okay? The whole world is exploited because of it. Okay? Now, okay, so we as a humanity, we witnessed, okay, we got to teach our children better, we got to teach ourselves better, we got to do better, right? Because in this new age, right now we're in the second year of the new 24,000 year with all the new seeds. The universe has been seeded. Those seeds are going to fall to earth. Are you going to absorb them? Or are you going to absorb them because only you can, you know, humanity can, and then emit them in negativity to continue the perpetuation of the culture of antimatter, a parasitic culture that destroys the new world, our new universe, our fresh universe, our born again universe. Our universe has been born again with new seeds, celestial seeds. Okay, so we see that new year, celestial year. Okay, and it started when? It started Muharram 1st, 2015, which was October 14th, 2015. Okay, so we're going on the second year. Okay, this is the second month into the second year. Okay, Safar is the second month on the Islamic calendar. So also do yourself a favor and get bicultural in regards to learn of the way other culture, the way other people live life. Such as when I say things like Ummah, it means family. When I say Safa, it means the second month of on the Islamic calendar. When I say Alhamdulillah, thank Allah, Subhanallah, praise be to Allah, God. Or if I say, like I said, Ummah, it means family. Learn the terminology in other cultures so that you can't be deceived when those bandits, a proxy army of ISIS funded by Mossad, Israeli Mossad, and Britain, okay, House of so-called Lords, okay, the Rothschilds, and then the blue blood brotherfuckers, right, get those fund ISIS, right, and then they yelling out, Allahu Akbar, Takbir, and Takbir, when you hear them saying Takbir, when they say Takbir, it means praise Allah. It's like the Christians saying Hallelujah. Okay? Now, Muslims can do the same goddamn thing, don't get me wrong. No, Muslims can't do it because it's against Islamic consciousness. But think about it, if Muslims were evil, they could go around, parading, masquerading as a Zionist, saying the Zionists are doing this, the Zionists, but they're not. Okay? You see the Zionists out there killing their babies. Because to kill a baby is real bad. That's bad. Okay? That emits so many negative energy. But they love sacrificing babies to Baal, right? Okay. Now, so, and this is the second month of the second year, right? And we watched the millennium change. We watched the decade change. Okay? Then we watched the century changed as a generation. In one generation, this is what we saw. We saw the millennium change, the decade change. We saw a century change, and we saw a millennium change. That is all the change we saw that we were going through. And as we were going through it, the universe was changing and being seeded. And they were the antimatter, culture of antimatter, was too busy trying to destroy matter in that change by scaring us, because we didn't know, humanity didn't know decade change, century change, millennium change, universal change. So they were scaring them. Okay? And fear releases what? More antimatter into the environment for them to harness. And then to manifest, right? Because they manifest off of negative energy. They manifest off of antimatter, right? Okay. So we watched that, and not too many human beings have been through that to see a decade change, at the same time a century change, then go through a millennial change. So humanity has been through a lot. They've been through more hell than they can imagine. So it's time now, since we've been through the decade change, been through the century change, been through the millennial change, now it's time to rebuild our consciousness based upon the structure of consciousness that positively manifests matter. Because we can do it, and we're the only ones who can. That's what we were put on this earth to do, is keep the environment positive by our consciousness and manifest the matter, structure the matter, our way of life, and our culture, our way of life, and our living structures and food we eat and all that in a manner that's harmonious with the structure of consciousness that manifests matter. Because we have no other option. The universe only works one way. Okay, it only works one way, and therefore it demonstrates it only has one God, one Creator. Okay, okay. Now, okay, so we've been through a lot. Okay, and okay. Now it's time to reunite, because as we said, there's power in numbers. There's power in atomic numbers. Okay, the power is in atomic numbers. Okay. So, okay. So, okay. Okay, so as I said, we witnessed all those change, okay? So, I can say, we're all Phoenix. Every, person that's living at this time is a Phoenix. Everyone is a Phoenix. It's not just me that's a Phoenix. I'm just the Queen of Queens. Phoenix from the dawn, right? But we're all Phoenix. We're all, a Phoenix. Because we survived the decade change. Then came the century change. Then came the millennial change. We survived. We're survivors. Let's do the right thing now so we can continue to survive, okay? Okay? Now, because the good is new, the universe has been renewed. The universe has been renewed. Because the universe has been renewed, it is we who must be renewed. We are all born again. That we all can absorb this positive energy and become born again. And we told you in the beginning, purge, purge, purge. Told you this time was coming. Told you karma was coming. Okay? So that we can all be born again. Okay? And live beyond the marks of, the letters of mark. The letters of mark were the ones that the English crown gave to pirates to rob other vessels, the Spanish vessels, and hide their booty in America. And that's how America really was founded. Jamestown was really a fortress to hide the booty for the pirates. Okay, so okay, and then off of self-indulgence from the Catholic Church, paying these wealthy pirates money to become fine, gentle, upstanding gentlemen in the society, and it's carried over till this day, where corporations even buy the politicians without having any moral value at all of matter. No, it's all antimatter, because all their behavior and all their actions and all their thoughts is designed on continuing the perpetuation of constructing a world of antimatter, a new world order. Okay? Okay. So, this new moon, okay, with Jupiter in Libra, okay, is officiating all of it, meaning telling us all, okay, it's time to unite. It's time to live properly, positively. Okay, and that's what this time is. Okay, it's time to change. Time to come out the belly of the beast. Time to come out the antimatter. Time to let go of the antimatter consciousness. Time to get rid of the consciousness, the structure of consciousness that manifests antimatter. Okay. Okay. So congratulations, we made it. Mabruk, we made it. We all made it. Okay, now something. Okay, let me give you this example. This is the structure of matter and antimatter. This is the world we live in. See the positive photon in the middle? Okay, this positive photon is what this would be an atom. Okay, with the neutron next to the positive photon and then the electron on the outside. This is the opposite atom, okay, with the negative atom. This is the world we live in, positive world. This is the world of antimatter. This would be the world of the dead, where the souls go to stay in this type of environment, this cell. Well, what those antimatter beings that live in our world, they want to convert our world and make it live like this. So they want to converge the worlds so that people will be hybrid beings and they will be able to exist in a world of matter, antimatter world. They want to converge that. Okay? And that's what they want to do with that Hadron Collider, is bump these two worlds together. These two have nuclear fusion. Bump these two worlds together and create a whole new world by opening up a Stargate and bringing in a bunch of matter like this. Okay, that's structured like this, because when Elenon came in and Elenon came in and Ison came in, they brought a bunch of atoms in like this. They want to bring atoms in like this with that CERN. Okay, that's what they want to do, and they want us to live in a world that does not matter. Okay, if we try to have too much of, if a person's body has too many of this, they'll be born deformed. Okay, this causes deformity in this world. Okay, this destroys this world, so they want to get rid of this and make it two negatives. That way, man and man, right? Man and man releases this kind of stuff. When they have humanity do bad things, okay, when the culture of that's structured, there's a consciousness that's structured on matter, okay, that manifests matter, this is what it manifests, these particles, right? And when humanity does bad things, it converts this, it removes the positive and only leaves a negative in their body, right? And so then those negative spirits, okay, they harness this, okay, they harness that energy and with the aim of building their negative new world order, right? Okay, but what this does at the same time, if a person, let's say a person's body has, let's say to have a human body, it has to have 100 of these, right? Okay, so these are removed, right? Let's say the person's 100 becomes like this, right? They become a person like that, right? Well, what will happen, that the consciousness that produced this, the person to become like this, takes over, and that will be karma. Now their karma kicks in, and they become that, all the negative energy they release from this, all the negative energy, they emitted into the world. Well, they emitted it into, let's say, another self, another reflection of themselves. So the other reflection of themselves becomes like the negative self, the alter ego self, the ego, the id self, the evil self, what they would say, okay? The alter ego. So then when their whole body becomes like this, then this kicks in. That's karma. Now they become this. That's why I was told, purge yourself of these type of particles. Okay, purge yourself of this type of energy and stay positive, so that you can stay connected to the Creator. You will be able to absorb all that negative, that positive energy that was brought into the energy into the environment, into the celestial sphere by Comet Elenon and Ison, right? You will be able to absorb this, and in this increased energy, okay, you will be induced with greater energy, and then it will open your crown chakra, and then you will be able to utilize your gifts more, right? So that's the game they're playing with humanity, messing with them, converting them on a atomic level, because they don't have microscopes to even see this. So you won't see this. You will only begin to feel this at a certain, when your positive ions reduce at a certain level, then you'll feel the change. But they're trying to switch everybody over to be this by uniting these worlds and changing the food and changing the air we breathe and changing the food we eat, because everything in our environment looks like this, not like this. This is the world of antimatter. With the positive, it has the positive photon on the outside and the negative on the inside, whereas our world, we have the positive on the inside and the negative on the outside. So when these two collide, they annihilate one another, and the one with the largest amounts of atoms are the victors. So if this had 2 and this had 1, when these collided, there would be one of these left over, and that would one of those left over. So that's why they come in numbers, and that's why they want racism and division and break down the natural world so that they can reduce this, and depopulation so they can reduce this. Now, and if they're going to get the world down to 500, if they're going to get the world down to keep the world down to 5 million, I think, something like that, then that goes to show you how many white people they're going to get rid of too. So don't think y'all safe. That goes to show you how many Christians they're going to get rid of too. That goes to show you how many Jews they're going to get rid of too. That goes to show you how many atheists they're going to get rid of too. How many black people, how many Mexican people, okay? They ain't only trying to get rid of black. They trying to get rid of all y'all. They just doing it bit by bit by bit because there's not enough numbers. They don't have enough numbers to get rid of that big old pie. Okay? So, that being said, salam alaikum. Oh, no, one more thing. Okay, so what do they want to do? Okay. They want to control the person from the... Okay, because... Wait. See, these are the two balls. These are the two balls. These are God's balls. Okay? I don't mean God's balls as attached to the body. I mean atomic balls. And these are the same balls on man's scrotum. This would be man's scrotum. But they're mixed in man's scrotum. Okay? Male and female. Okay? Electric energy, electromagnetic energy. Brought Allah fused them together and they create man and woman, right? He makes them make man. He structured the atom together to make man and woman, right? So because you have the neutron here and the positron here, or the photon here, and then the electron here. So to create one atom, he fused them together, okay, to create matter. Well, that evil, that wicked consciousness out there, by the wicked spirit, he wants to fuse them together to make a hybrid world, okay? That's what he wants to do, make a hybrid world, okay? Or get rid of this one altogether and create a new world order. Another thing too, what was I going to say about this diagram? Okay. Oh, yeah, because man in his scrotum has male and female, right? So he has two balls too, okay? And that's when it said man was created on a higher scale, a greater scale than woman, because woman cannot create, she does not deliver the seed, right? And even her DNA, she only can produce the female of her DNA, right? Okay, so let me think if I said everything. Oh, the womb to the two. Oh, yeah, because this represents male and female, right? Male and female, the two balls, right? That produce matter. The two balls that produce matter, right? Okay, so let's say this photon, okay, or this atom, okay, represents woman. Okay, let's say this atom represents woman. But without this here. But let's say it does. Let's say this represents woman. Okay? Okay. Well, actually it doesn't, but because the structure that represents male is different. The atom that represents female is different than the woman. It would have two negatives and one positive, but they just took out the positive and took over this. Let's say the antimatter just took out the atom, the atomic structure that represents the female part of it. Let's say the two negatives and one positive. The male atom would have two positives and one negative. It would be opposite. So to take over the female positron, atom, take out the two, take away the positive inside of it, and they just restructured. Look, you can just see it's restructured. Okay, then what can you do? Then you can, well, we won't even go with it's restructured. But let's say we took out the center, and it's just negative inside. Okay, then occupy this cell, or not really. No, I won't say occupy this cell, but I say take, infuse this cell to make life, right? It's going to have a negative life, okay? And infuse it with the consciousness that matters. That's what I want to say. Infuse this cell with the consciousness that matters. It matters. Then what is it going to produce? It's going to produce a negative being, right? Okay. So that's that. Okay. Now, and that's that. Okay, so salam alaikum. I hope you enjoy your Sagittarius new moon. Make zik, make salah. Zik is to like Christians will just sit there and they will praise God. That's making zik. Salah, when you hear a Muslim say salah, we're making salah. That means they're making prayer. When a Muslim is saying, as I said, takbir, it's like saying hallelujah. It's like saying, oh, God is great. They're supposed to say it 3 times. When they say takbir, they say God is great 3 times. Allahu Akbar, God is great. Allahu Akbar, God is great. Allahu Akbar, God is great. They'll say it 3 times. So it doesn't make it bad because they're saying Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. It's part of the religion, a part of the culture to say, put positive energy out there, right? To make dua, when they make dua, that's teaching. Teaching others about the spiritual, the positive aspects of spiritual life, or spiritual consciousness, or the consciousness is structured. What? The structure of consciousness. It teaches them about the structure of consciousness that matters, right? Okay, that's what dua is. Okay, so there's no need to be afraid of Islam, because Islam is most natural to the earth. Islam is the least harmful to the environment. Because if you go around saying God has a son, and it's like, where is he at? What's his consciousness? What's his book? What did he create? What did he manifest? Okay, there's only one consciousness and only one creator that created it, and that ain't gonna change. Okay, so that being said, Salaam Alaikum. I got my see, I got my my baby shirt on, my sweetie, because he is. I carry a torch for him. Okay, there it is. He says, beat it, beat it. And that's what we're saying to that antimatter. Beat it, beat it. No one wants to be defeated. Surely I'm funky. If that's what he's saying. It doesn't matter. And then what? What? If you're thinking about being my baby, it don't matter if you're black or white. What else? Heal the world, make it a better place. What else? Billie Jean. Oh, there's one I love about when he talks about making history. But anyway, the one I'm talking about is well, I'm not thinking about that right now, but I gotta go. Salaam Alaikum.